Hey, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. What I want to do is, this is going to be the second in a series. It looks like it's probably going to be about 3 series long. Actually doing a rebuild on a 1940 Cordey porcelain lamp. And so whenever the first video I was actually showing on the video, the lamp actually was just loose on here. They was just spinning. The ceramic base legs were just spinning. It actually put some scars into this white metal base for this particular lamp. It's got good weight to it. It's going to make a real good base. The first thing that I did, in the first video, I even made mention about these edges right in here. When you sit there and start looking at these edges, that whenever it was cast were extremely sharp, and really kind of worried about, the wiring, any type of wiring being susceptible, being cut if it got pinched in there or not. So I actually took a Dremel tool, and cleaned this up real well. Then I took and sanded everything down. I was extremely fortunate to buff the scrolled areas on here, and then I did a coarse sandpaper, cleaned this top up. Then I sat there, went to a 600 grit to eventually to a 1000 grit. Then I have a small little paint booth that I use for hobbies, lamps, and different things. And so I took and put it in there and primed it, sanded it. Then I put the color, which is a warm metallic gold. It kind of matched the gold color that they had on the lamp whenever it was originally done. And so then I took and seal coated it, sanded it, seal coated it again. So it's got a pretty hard finish on it, one that's going to last for a while. Now, before, this actually had just a hole drilled in there. I put in a plastic insert. It's actually a kind of large, but again, I just wanted to take and kind of make sure that hole had some type of insulator put on it. I'm going to take and build this lamp up from the base. Again, taking and care and cleaning this thing up. Because one of the first things that I did on this Cordey porcelain lamp was actually clean it. There was a tremendous amount of dirt, grime, and stuff down into, you can see how dimensional this is, besides all the flower petals, vines, and everything, trim on top. And again, I had to clean it with something that wasn't going to be very harsh. This has a painted coating on the porcelain. It's kind of a pastel pink, very delicate, and you can also see certain areas in there where some of the gold trim again has had some extensive wear. Some areas completely missing. So again, I didn't want anything harsh that was going to take away from any of the natural colors that was in this lamp. I used a soft bristle brush where I could get down into the areas and get this thing cleaned up. One of the things I did also is on the feet, on this base of this lamp, I put some small felt on these areas there. What I'll do when I get ready to mount this thing and start to pull it together, this will help distribute that compression, throughout. I'll also probably put like 1 or 2 little drops of a E6000 strong adhesive, again, just to take and adhere to that base plate. Another thing that I noticed as I was working on this thing is if you set this on a level surface, this area up here was not level. It actually had a high spot on one side, so all the compression under, you're pulling all that down with the nut on the bottom, is actually just pulling in one area. And the porcelain, ceramics, again, they're very susceptible to just breaking real easy. So I took a real fine file and got that, leveled up. Now, to match the base, and then one of the things is, this is the transition piece that was on the lamp before I got started. That was actually silver. And so I wanted to paint that, and again, it's seal coated, two coats of seal coat to match the base. And then this is the new light socket. This light socket is actually designed for a Uno lampshade to set on top of it, and it has a lock nut that screws down to hold that shade in place. Even the knob for the deal, all of this has been painted and seal coated so that everything matches the base. It has a consistency top to bottom. Now, one of the things that I've done is I've already prepared the felt that I'm going to put on the bottom of that lamp. Again, this will give it a non-skid, non-scratching surface, once it's completed. I'm not going to put this on until I'm completely finished with everything. I'm going to be in the process now of running the wire through the base, running that up through the tubing on the center of the lamp, getting up to the top, and pulling that thing together with the nut, and then that'll ways be able to take and make sure it'll be a good serviceable lamp for years to come. Now, one thing I'm going to do, and I'll do this on the next video, is I'm going to have the wire all the way up to the bottom of the bulb receptacle. And everybody, you don't have to be a sailor, you don't have to be a Boy Scout, but you're going to need to know the underwriter's knot. And again, the reason for that is once that's all pulled tightly together and these loops are made smaller, everything sets down in the very bottom. The only thing left coming up is the two wires going to the screws on the receptacle itself. I've got all the information here. This is actually from Copper Development Association Incorporated, and I've got an email address here where you can actually just print you off a copy, and I'll have that in at the end of the video, and again accessible where you can get to that. Again, I want you to you got my email address, my Facebook page. Feel free anytime, to share with me an easier way to do it. That's what I think is important. Again, I encourage people to just hear from them from time to time. And again, I want to we'll get back together.